Hello, today's 6/12/10. Guess I decided to document this thing a little bit. Uh, Today is 7/13. Yesterday I was able to get the back and sides on this aquaponics unit, and tonight I'm going to work on the top and see how much of it I can get done. But that's how we progressed. Well, there she is with the ribs across her. So I just got those in. Um, Next thing is to cut out the shelf and get the shelf for the light put in. Well, tonight I got to do the plumbing. Most of it's done. Just a little bit more to go. I'll be able to test this crate out. Today it's Thursday. Oh, it's Friday the 16th, and got all the plumbing in. All I got to do tomorrow is hook up the one last tubing connection down to the pump and try her out. I'm going to have to chronicle this rather quickly. I made several changes to this unit. I don't know if you notice on the top, that's PVC pipe. It holds 3 compact fluorescent light bulbs, the 6300 Kelvin. Also, the grow tank itself, I kind of started it over because it was having trouble with the plants. They were getting awful long and stringy. That's why I added these lights on the top. They're supposed to be 100-watt equivalent. They're 6300, which is supposed to be the best for growth. You can see the plants. The chives are doing fantastic. Also back here I have lettuce growing, iceberg lettuce there far in the back. Just want to note that the iceberg lettuce there is growing just in stones, not in the vermiculite coconut mix that I have in the front. In the front here I also have tea berries growing. Some parsley will be coming up, spearmint there in the back, and an aquatic plant also growing there in the back. Now the bell siphon, I had to make some changes to it. I had to reduce the fitting on the top to get the thing to start correctly. So if you look down in there, you may be able to see that there's a reduction in the size of that inner fitting, which allows it to start readily at a very, very small flow. Notice right now it's just dripping from the fish tank into the aquaponics unit here on the top, and it's able to turn on and off and on very rapidly. Also down the bottom here, I tried making a particle filter. My filters were clogging up rather quickly, so I just made a pile of rocks around the pump and put some filtering material in it, the wool type filter material. Fish are being very, very happy. I also added some snails. The snails are happy. The waterfall is working well. I turned it down. There also at the bottom I had to reduce of the bell siphon. That's coming out of the bell siphon. At the bottom there also had to reduce it, which helps also to get it started. It helps getting the vacuum going. Also, I had to raise the unit up. I had to add these 2x4s on it because with the unit being so low, I had a hard time accessing the fish. Also, there's 2 CFL bulbs. I don't know if you can see. This side's a lower Kelvin. This one is 6300. You can notice the difference. The 6300 ones have a bluish tint to them, where the lower Kelvin ones have a reddish tint to them. Look at this lettuce. As a matter of fact, Jeannie and I think, are going to try having our first little salad off of these things. The iceberg behind here, I don't know if you can see it back there, that's iceberg. It's grown in those stones. Okay, has grown up, and I believe this is the leafy lettuce that I planted. I planted it kind of close, but if you notice, the leaves are getting really long. Also, I got some strawberry plants that I found. These are wild strawberry plants, and they also seem to be doing well. Along with the rest of the plants here, you see the chives. Okay, chives have really gotten rather tall. And in the back there, amongst all that, I don't know if you can notice it, between everything else there in the back is dill, along with the spearmint on the side here that's really growing up. And those little plants back there are marjoram. They're struggling a little because they're not getting enough light. But if you notice the parsley, okay, the parsley, look at that parsley leaf right there. Okay, look at the size of it. It's really starting to blossom. And the fish tank has lost the smell that it had. I believe that the root systems now are finally getting into the soil and beginning to do their work, their real work on the water. I'm also building another light for this thing. One of the things I found out here was that the high Kelvin light, the 6300, was burning the plants. So I got a 250, which I put in the center. And if you look at some of these plants, the tips of them have a brown thing on it. And I believe the 250 must have went down into the infrared level, and possibly the 6300 over here might have went up to the ultraviolet somehow. The phosphors weren't that good. Fish and all are very happy. As you can see, fish tank is nice and clean. So this is a little update right now on my aquaponics unit. Also this year I just cut down all the chives that I had growing in the aquaponics unit. But the aquaponics unit came in handy this year. There's the new light that I made, along with the very happy fish down the bottom. And I used the chives from this. Later I planned to also use the dill. Already had a micro mini salad from the iceberg lettuce that's growing over here, and the chives are doing real well. I had dill growing in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's dill in the back there. I'm looking forward to trying that inside the dip that I made. And over here, of course, is the spearmint, and we have some parsley growing here. And again, the iceberg lettuce over here next to my orchid. I hope it flowers again. But anyway, this is the new lighting system that I made for the plants. Just had to show you one thing. Today I chopped down everything in the inside my little aquaponics unit. So this is the biggest thing I've grown so far. This is iceberg lettuce, believe it or not. Look how huge that thing got. I guess it didn't feel like it should be making a ball, so it shot up trying to make seed. But look how huge that thing got. I pulled it out. I was so surprised it had such a small root system. Yeah, the root system was only about that big. I thought it was all the way down. I don't know what's going through the tank here. I guess at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see, but right in there are roots in the bottom. And the biggest thing that's growing is the peppermint. And as you can see, I chopped the peppermint down. So I chopped everything down. Some very happy goldfish down here. Okay. As you can see, they just love it. They're very, very happy. And on the top, up here, I have my growing unit. Now I cover it, notice, in blue, because blue is a special color that plants like. So it reflects the blue light back into the actual growing unit. And here's the growing unit itself. Right there are some dried herbs. I have some oregano there. I have some parsley. I have some chives. I have some spearmint. And I have some marjoram growing in there. So you can see the plants themselves are very happy. Check out these. That's a basil plant. And back down here, that big green leaf, believe it or not, is parsley. And this big guy growing up here, that right there, is dillweed. I also have on the side back in here some marjoram growing. I have down the bottom here, I have strawberry plants. And on the side over here, right down in there. That's oregano. And I'm getting ready to transplant some of that pink honeysuckle plants. They're right there. If you notice up at the top, I have lights. The two lights are different colors that I have above using different Kelvin. I have the low end spectrum, which is the red. I have two of those in CFLs on timers. Also in the middle, I have what they call a daylight, which is more up towards the blue spectrum. Both of those are the two spectrums they find that plants like the most. And as you can see, they are very happy. One of the things I did try here, that right there is a teaberry plant. And that's also growing and seems to be happy. Some of the others didn't make it. I think that has something to do, though, with the soil. And over here, I have my orchids growing. Orchids are also very happy. So that's it. That's my home grow unit. And I will be, in the future, making that tomato growing machine